In this video, let us dive deep with string. So I will be taking two variables and then start performing examples with them. So the first thing I am taking is x as a variable and then adding hello world. The second variable I am taking is y and adding a capital hello world. Since these two are string and we need to play with them, so I'm taking example with capital as well as small letters. The first thing that we should talk about is escape character, but that we have already talked during our data type string section, and this is one of the most important thing. The second thing we need to talk about is methods. So before jumping with your question regarding what is method, so method is a function that is available for a given object because of the object's type. That means, so if I'm taking a string, string has its own method. If I'm taking list, list has their own methods. And if I'm taking a module, like if I'm trying to import maths, that means math will have their own function and then the function will have their own methods. So let's not make things complicated. Just understand that method is a function. So if we are using string, so these method will be related to string. If we are going to use list, dictionary, tuple, so there will be different methods. Each object will have their own method. Let us begin with example. So let me do the simplest thing to get our lecture move forward. So I'm going to print x and y. So if I run this basic code, you can see my output. Now we need to start using method. So to use a method on a string or on any variable, all you have to do is after that variable add a dot, and then you can see different type of methods that are available. We are using an IDE that is Atom and it has its own IntelliSense. So that means it will give me some commands, it will help me to select these things. If you are using PyCharm, you would also get similar list. But if you are using any other editor or maybe Notepad or maybe command line, you might miss this thing. So here if I'm using x dot, now I can see different type of methods and these method will help us to format our string. So firstly let me take the basic thing that is capitalize, and if I use this particular method, remember whenever we use any method or function, we need to use open parenthesis and closing parenthesis after that particular keyword. So here I'm using capitalize for my x and y. And if I print the result now, you can see what it has done is it has changed my string. Now the first letter is changed into capital and rest are small. So if I have a paragraph, that means if I had lot more strings, maybe after full stop, and if I save that and run this code again, you can see only the first character is capital letter and rest are small. So this one is one of the most basic method. So here let me delete this. Now the second method that I need to talk about is upper and lower. So by the name itself you can guess, upper means that it might change all the string into capital letters and lower means it might change string, that means all the characters, into small letters. So let us try x dot. Now I need to write upper, and for y let me write lower, and let me run this one. You can see what actually happened is now x is all capitals and y is all small letters. So it just converted all our available alphabets into cap letters. So if I try to use capital H, I'm still going to get same result. The next thing I want to talk about is indexing. So if you want to get a particular character from this string, then we can use indexing. So if I use square brackets and if I define 0, that is my index position, and you must remember that indexing starts with 0. So here if I talk about x0, that means the 0th position of this particular string. So here I am going to get a result of h. And if I talk about y5, so I'm going to get a result of, guess what? Let me try this one. So you can see I got a result of h and I got space. So that means space is also included in my character, and if h is 0, e is 1, L L2, L3, O4 and then space is 5. So I got a result as H and blank. So indexing is really important to fetch characters. But here I am only trying to fetch single character. What if I need to fetch a substring? That means if there is hello world, I just want hello. So how can I do that? So this is called slicing. That means I want a particular section of a string. So with this same open bracket, you can define from which point to which point, that is from which indexing position to which indexing position you want to get the substring. So if here I define from 0 to 5 and maybe from 0 to 3, if I define this and run this command, you can see for the first variable, that is x, I got hello. So it started from 0 indexing position and fetched till 4th, and the second is 0 to 3rd, that is the y variable, started from 0 index position and fetched till 2nd index position. Remember, I am focusing on index position. So if I am talking about 0 to 3, that means 0, 1 and 2 are included where 3 is not included. If I am talking about 0 to 5, that means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These positions are included and 5th one is not included. So this process is called as slicing. So let me clear this up and let me start playing with more methods. So here if I add spaces with my string, maybe unknown amount of space at left, right, and if I try to save this one, and if I want to strip them, all I need to do is use a strip method. So what you have to do is use dot and then write the method name. So if I select this one, add my open and closing parentheses, and if I try to run this one, you can see I still got a result of hello world. And if I try to print the same result without this method, you can see the result is totally different. So this is really important. You can also try different versions of strip. The first is L strip, that means left strip, and the second one is R strip, that means right strip. So let me try both and get the result. And if I run this one, so you can see in the first result the left part of space is stripped, and in the second result the right part is stripped. So this is quite useful. The next thing I need to talk about is quotienting. So if we have a particular string, we need to check if all the characters in the available string are in lower character. We can do that in one method. Or if I need to check if all characters are upper characters, that means capitalize in this particular string, we can use that. So let me just remove these and use my simple hello world in short. And to use the quotienting string, all you have to do is use is, and then you can see all the examples. Let me take the is lower, and with the second one I will take a y variable and let me use is upper. Let me clear this up and run my script again. So you can see I just got true for both of them. That means x has all the lower characters and y has all the upper characters. And if I try to change a single word, that is a single character in them, these results are going to change into false. So I hope now you understand the quotienting thing, that is how we can judge our string, how we can check our string. The next thing I need to talk about is replacing. So while printing some word or while displaying some word or characters, we might need to replace them. So for that we can use replace. So with this replace method, I need to pass which character I need to replace. So here if I replace H with S and print out the result, you can see H is replaced with S. What if there are several characters that are available? So let me take O. And if I try to run this one, you can see all the O that are available in this string would be replaced by S. Maybe I need to replace a word. Currently we were only doing with characters. Maybe replace word with student. And let me try to run this one. So you can see it's not replaced because we were using capital W. And if I try to use small w and run this one, you can see it replaced. So we can replace a word, we can replace a character using replace method. The next thing I need to talk about is split. And I'm really sure whatever project you are going to do, whatever further things you are going to do with Python, you are going to use split at some point of time. So here let me first edit my string. So suppose there is a comma in my string and I want to split this string into two parts with this particular comma. So all I have to do is use the split function and then define the character by which I need to divide. So if I need to divide with comma, use a comma, and let me clear this up, run this file. You can see I just got a result of hello and world. So this is actually a list. Okay, that's fine. But what if I need to divide with something else? Let me try with a space. Remove this and add a space. Run this file. You can see I am still able to get my hello and world. So the result will be always in a list. And I am getting a split of hello and world. So if I add multiple characters and try to run this one again, you can see I'm having a result with 4 items in my list. So this was quite important. And the last small thing that I want to talk about, because string is really big. You can try to play with number of methods. I just use some important methods. There are some hundreds of methods. And you will start using them, start realize their importance once you start working on any project or you start getting stuck on some point. So no one is going to use hundreds of methods. These are some really important methods. Remaining 100 methods you might never use or you might use once in a year. So it totally depends on what you are going to work in future. The next small thing that I need to talk about is multiplication. So if I need to print something 100 times, maybe I want to print this y 100 times, all I have to do is use my y and then use my asterisk symbol and then 100. That means I'm multiplying it for 100 times, and if I print this, it's going to print hello world for 100 times. Too messed. I need to add a space here, that would be better, and I can change this one as hello. Okay, let's run this one and I'm having hello world for 100 times. So that's all for string. These are some really important thing, and you can do a lot more stuff with string once we start involving in project. So that's all for this lecture. See you in the next one.